whoever you are, wherever you are, hope you are blessed and doing safe. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings, family. Of course, I'm tuning in. You see me without the glasses off today, but if you're looking for some opportunities, particular advertisement opportunities, then look no further at the link at the bottom to my email address. You can hit me up for advertisement opportunities. We are supporting and promoting your businesses here on this channel. You can also, if you would like to donate and subscribe to our Patreon, a link is at the bottom as well. So you have multiple ways in which you can advertise with the platform by emailing me when we go on through our live stream. You also have access to premium content, those that want to see premium content that you will not find here on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, as I am suspended probably by now. You guys can check out the Patreon at link at the bottom. But advertisement opportunities, definitely email me, gavin.grich1@gmail.com for rates. And for the Patreon, it is the same as the YouTube channel. It is channel gboot2786. All right, I'll holla. Peace.
In the mid-1980s, there was not a star that was higher than Cosby. Advertisements with Coca-Cola, Jello, Kodak, along with the #1 television show for 5 straight years in a row. On Thursday nights, it was must-see TV on NBC. Cosby resurrected the genre of the traditional family sitcom that was once thought dead by television critics. He did this as a Black American with an all-Black cast and showed mainstream network executives in white America that it was possible to be successful without showing the worst in people. He also demonstrated the power that television had, as it can make younger people dream to be the best that they can be. However, like many celebrity stars, unfortunately, they all come crashing down, sometimes by their own fault, others not so much. In this book, I attempted to highlight certain things. We go in depth into both of his trials in 2017 and 2018, respectively. What if I told you that these criminal trials were politically motivated by an overzealous district attorney? Will you also be shocked to learn the attacks on Mr. Cosby did not start in 2014, but also in the 90s, not long after his attempted quest to purchase a major network? From where did all of these allegations of sexual misconduct come from? Were the accusers telling the truth? In the 2 years of research, with some help from others interested in learning the truth and facts about this case, we discussed both the legal reasons why his prosecution and trial were illegal, unwarranted, and also the possible personal motives as to why this may have occurred. Most importantly, we warn about the dangers of prejudice and why trial by social media, or mainstream media rather, should never be the norm. All this and more in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr., The Destruction of Due Process in America. Available on Amazon this fall in Kindle and paperback format.
Wherever you are, wherever you are, I hope you are blessed and doing safe. The place to be is right here with me, only on channel GBoot2786. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be discussing the following tonight. More developments on the rapper Takeoff shooting in Houston. Sorry about that. That is too unintelligent. More developments on rapper Takeoff shooting that happened in Houston, Texas on Halloween night. Also, we will be discussing breaking news. Kyrie Irving suspended by the Nets for 5 games, And Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal attacked Kyrie Irving over reported anti-Semitic remarks. All this and more tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We asked if you could, and you've seen our advertisement, you're new to this channel, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I'll also ask if you would, please, if you would like to donate to our channel. It's not monetized. You can support us by going to any of the links there, donating to our platform. It's always grateful that you do. And of course, we have our songs, Video Soul, and Gotta Get On Up, which is on iTunes, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead, although I'm going to get a copyright strike for my own song. I'm going to go ahead because I know everybody loves this when we start. We're going to go ahead and get on up. We've gotten on down. So it's now time to get on up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it.
Girl, come on. Gotta dance to the beat, cause on the dance floor is where we'll be. Show them what you got. Gotta feel the groove. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up. Right now the party's wasted. There's nothing much to do. But once the groove gets started, tell me, what do you have to lose? Just look into my eyes, girl, as we glide across the room. And what to my surprise now, the beat takes hold of you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really moving. Time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up. Tell the DJ play the whispers. Rock steady in the mood. Put on earth, wind, and fire. Tonight we're gonna groove. Show me how you do the four corners. Electric slide or two. Hit the bus stop or do the bunny hop, baby. It's really up to you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really moving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up. Now 2020 hasn't been the best year of all times. We've been dealing with death, the pandemic, racism, bad policing, and all the bad rhymes. But like Uncle Snoop once said, if you breathe and you're achieving. So if you're ready, I need you all to get on up. Are you ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Get your butt on the dance floor. 5 and 6 and 7, 8. This jam we appreciate. We're gonna slide and step on the beat. On the dance floor is where we'll be. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up, baby. Yeah, gotta get on up. Come on, baby, gotta get on up, baby. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up.
floor. Gotta get on up. All right. What's up, family? Welcome to another edition of Random Topic Thursdays on Facebook, YouTube, on channels Gavin Richard and GBoot2786, and on Twitter at Gavin Richard, GavinRich2786. Right now, we got two special guests, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to bring in and get started. I want to bring these brothers in from the realm of YouTube. We have Brother Bernard King BJ. Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. And also joining us is the author extraordinaire, Mr. Shawn James, author of The Woman Crisis, ladies and gentlemen. How you brothers doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you, Gavin?
I'm doing well. Brother Bernard, before we get started, guys, there's something you want to do a quick plug in? I know, Shawn, you got the book, The Woman Crisis, that's available now on Amazon, Kindle, and also in other places you can download digitally. Why don't you plug that in?
Yes, The Woman Crisis is now available for purchase in paperback, and you can get a paperback edition of The Woman Crisis on Amazon.com and other online booksellers right now. And you can pre-order a copy of The Woman Crisis on Kindle and other digital formats like Smashwords, Barnes & Noble, the iBookstore, and Google Play right now as well. And it will be delivered to your device on November 29th. So if you want to get a paperback, you can order it right now. It'll be delivered to your home in probably less than a week. Or you can pre-order for the Kindle version or other digital versions, and they'll be delivered to your phone or your tablet or your e-reader on November 29th.
Yeah, well, you can give me a King BJ Johnson, 1919 BJ. But I do want to say something to you, Gavin, that I want to bring up to you. I'm glad you brought it this. Yeah, I'm segueing a little bit off, but I'm glad you did bring up this Kyrie thing because I got a brother going to the game tomorrow to see Washington and Brooklyn. That's up there in DC, right? And I think I'm gonna have to get him a call. I might have to tell him to try to sell a ticket because I really not in favor if the brother goes to the game after this happens. So just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Just want that out there.
Okay, so you went to repeat that again, Bernard? I'm sorry. You went to the.
Okay. Well, I live in Virginia, so Washington D.C. is like hour 40, hour 30 on a good day.
Yeah, they got the rally for reparations on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little skeptical when they got Tesla and Figaro in there, man. I ain't like that though, man. I'm trying to tell you.
They got who?
Tesla and Figaro. He was a Bernie Sanders supporter on that march, man. I don't know.
Wait. That's the comedian, that white woman?
No, Tesla and Figaro is a.
Oh, Tesla and Figaro. Oh, I thought you said Tig Notorious.
Yeah, she's speaking on the panel. I'm like, I don't know, man. She be on the hill, man. She like a Bernie thing. They just checked your boy Killer Mike. Told him, hey man, you talking good? You said something good about Kemp. We gonna have to check you, Killer Mike. We're gonna show you don't talk like that. But
yeah, well, I hear you about that one. We all topic we're gonna talk about too. I want to mention this. I forgot to put this in, but the topic also Terrell Owens Karen gets some charges, gets busted over her false report on Terrell Owens. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But gentlemen, let's talk about the breaking news that just happened right now. It has been reported that Kyrie Irving, the star player for the New Jersey Nets, Brooklyn Nets rather, has been suspended for 5 games by the team for behavior for his remarks about for his quote unquote anti-Semitic remarks. According to this report on CNN, Kyrie Irving suspended by Brooklyn Nets over failure to disavow anti-Semitism after Twitter controversy. In a statement on Twitter, the team said they made repeated attempts to help Irving, quote, understand the harm and danger of his words and actions, which began with him publicizing a film containing deeply disturbing anti-Semitic hate. Irving was condemned last week by, among others, Nets owner Joe Tassi and the NBA for tweeting a link to the 2018 movie Hebrews to Negroes Wake Up Black America, which is based on Ronald Dalton's book of the same name and has been blasted as being anti-Semitic by civil rights groups. Also to that, of course, the net said they were quote unquote dismayed on Thursday when Irving refused to unequivocally say he has no anti-Semitic beliefs nor acknowledge specific hateful material in the film during a media session. We all saw that recently. Now, this is a clip of a video, I believe, at the press conference where they keep asking the man the same thing over and over again. I haven't seen this video, but I want to play this now on CNN. Apparently, they were interviewing Kyrie. And also, I'm going to jump to our other topic that involves this as well. I hate these ads. We also, on top of that, we're going to discuss what happened with Sir Coon Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal. So we're going to talk about all of that. And I actually posted this on my Twitter page. But one of the biggest problems I said we had in the Black community is a bootleg problem. That's one of the biggest problems Black people have in America. Is we have Negroes like Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal. Now, those of you may or may not have seen this, but let's go ahead and, here's the video here, ladies and gentlemen.
PC found anti-Semitic.
Brooklyn, seven-time NBA All-Star and former champion on the defensive when asked if he has anti-Semitic beliefs.
Just because I posted that doesn't mean I'm anti-Semitic.
Brooklyn Nets guard Kyrie Irving, widely condemned, including by his team's owner, for his tweet last week of a link to the film Hebrews to Negroes, Wake Up, Black America.
This was a PC found on Amazon, filled with ugly, vicious anti-Semitic slander, accusations that Jews invented the Holocaust, that 6 million people didn't really die. It is without any basis in fact, and it's exactly the kind of lie that's led to real-world violence against Jews.
Irving today asked if he's apologizing, said this.
I didn't mean to cause any harm. I'm not the one that made the documentary. I take my responsibility for posting that. Some things that were questionable or untrue.
Now Irving is partnering with the Nets and the Anti-Defamation League to donate $1 million to education on anti-Semitism. And the Nets and the ADL will hold events raising awareness of the issue. So far, neither the NBA nor the Nets have disciplined Kyrie Irving, drawing criticism from star basketball analyst Charles Barkley.
I think the NBA dropped the ball.
In what way?
I think he should have been suspended. I think Adam should have suspended him.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has said he's, quote, disappointed with Irving and will meet with him in the next few days. This isn't the first time Kyrie Irving's been on the fringe. In 2017, he claimed the world is flat. Last season, he missed most of his team's games because he refused to be vaccinated against COVID. This year, Irving reposted a video of conspiracy theorist Alex Jones ranting about a cabal of elites seeking world domination.
Kyrie Irving is somebody who digs in politically. He dug in on being a COVID denialist. He dug in when he put out a video by Alex Jones.
How damaging is it that Irving and rapper Kanye West, two superstars in their respective fields, have drawn so much attention to anti-Semitism recently?
The allies that they're getting, which is different than any other time in the history of Black politics or Jewish politics, bringing in allies who come from actual Nazi white supremacist communities. We're celebrating Kanye West. We're celebrating what Kyrie Irving did.
We're celebrating what he said.
Sports columnist Dave Zirin believes it may not be the best idea for the league or the Brooklyn Nets to suspend Kyrie Irving. Suspending him, Zirin says, might turn Irving into a martyr and draw even more attention to that anti-Semitic film.
This bullshit. All right. I'm gonna get to this. I'm gonna get to that. We'll get to that in a second. Don't jump ahead, Bernard. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead, and we're gonna talk about this Shrek-looking Negro that is Charles Barkley. Because here's the thing, Ernie. I personally feel y'all knew that Charles Barkley was gonna come out of Gavin Richard's mouth today. Because I thought Adam dropped the ball, just like he dropped the ball. They dropped the ball by not letting me in. You know, Adam dropped the ball. I dropped the ball like I did in the NBA Finals, which is why I never got a ring.
What you doing?
And you know, Shaq over here, he got to agree with me, Ernie. So let's look at this right here. Look at Shaquille O'Neal. Look what he got to say.
So you have to be aware of what you're doing. And you have to be aware that sometimes when you put stuff out, not everybody's gonna like it.
Cockeyed Negro.
Some people are conscious, some people are not. I could tell he's not conscious. He doesn't really care what's going on. But us, I know that the game that we used to love and we promote, it brings people together. And it hurts me sometimes when you have to sit up here to talk about stuff that divides the game. Now we got to answer for what this idiot has done. I stand for equality of all people. I've always been like that. Don't matter what religion, no matter where you're from. I could say shalom, salam alaikum, ni hao, say bon, because that's how I was raised. So I don't really want to sit up here and answer questions for what he's done. If you're looking at me, it's my job to make people happy. I can't speak for him and answer for what he's doing. It's obviously by his answers and the way he answers, he doesn't really care. Sure. I think the NBA dropped the ball. In what way? I think he should have been suspended. I think Adam should have suspended him. First of all, Adam's Jewish. You can't take my $40 million and insult my religion. You're going to insult me. You have the right, but I have the right to say, no, you're not going to take my $40 million and insult me.
I thought the team pays him, not out of NBA. Well, I'm gonna finish the video. We're gonna let it play.
My religion. I think the NBA, they made a mistake. We have suspended people and fined people who have made homophobic slurs. And that was the right thing to do.
He didn't make a slur.
If you insult the black community, you should be suspended or fined heavily, depending. I saw they did the same thing to the kid in Minnesota this year when he made the gay slur. I think you should get suspended or fined. I think him acknowledging the Alex Jones thing should have happened with that too, because that dude's crazy. And I can't believe that we ain't talking about that. We're talking about this idiot. And when you say, if I say, hey, I'm agreeing with this movie, this book, or whatever, I'm agreeing with it. I'm not going to first of all, I don't do any social media, but when you're somebody as great as basketball like him.
Imagine if we got 24/7 Charles Barkley.
People going to listen to you what you say. And there's some French people out there. But like I say, I blame the NBA. He should have been suspended.
And their conversations are continuing with the Brooklyn Nets,
it's too late
the NBA,
now.
but they're also looking at, they're looking at how do we move forward at this so we don't go through this again. No, it's not too late to say how do we prevent this. It's not too late to
the reason it's too late. The NBA is giving in to peer pressure. If one of our players do something, they have the right, the team or the league has to do something immediately.
This is the same Charles Barkley, mind you, that gets on TNT on a continuous basis, especially after Ferguson was talking shit about black folk. This is the same man that said slavery wasn't that bad. This is the same man that was, when asked about what was going on in Ferguson, and he said, that's just ridiculous that I don't believe cops are just killing black folk. That's just crazy. Anybody else, they could kiss my ass. They could just go to hell if they got a problem with it. That's Charles Barkley. That's Barkley.
If you just give in to peer pressure, that's the problem I have. This should have been handled already.
Kenny, let's get into this. Go ahead.
Well, firstly, if we're going to take what he says on the Twitter, we have to take everything he says. So if I'm going to take everything he says, I'm going to believe that he doesn't support or any of the views or promote the views of it. He said it right in my face. I have to accept that. So I will believe that. There are people in this world who's done, in their art, have done great things, that have said crazy things, that we still listen to their music, we walk by their paintings, we do their things, and you might take an excerpt of that and say, I believe in this. Okay, so I'll take that as it may from Kyrie Irving. But I also believe that the reporter did have a right to ask the question.
Sure.
That's it. So, and that's really where the argument began. You don't have a right to ask me that question. I do believe that. And based on this, for Kyrie, is that he has put himself as, he says, I'm the voice for some of the speechless. We've been doing the COVID. So now he has transcended.
And Kenny has been playing, and Kenny is playing both sides. He's probably the only one that said something close to decent. Because he didn't throw the man under the bus. I said I took his word for it, and he was listening to it. Just like a lot of people said. You just had Jerry Lee Lewis die, and everybody's been rewriting history on him, praising him as this rock and roll icon, which he is, but on the flip side of it, he was a perv. He married his own cousin. His 13-year-old cousin. And we're upset about R. Kelly, but not that. You ain't got the smoke for that. Chuck looked small when he confronted Richard Spencer. Absolutely, Tyree. He's not playing both sides. I disagree. Shaq ain't playing both sides. Shaq has been on that.
An activist politically.
Shaq has been on that coon train.
We will ask him that question based on some things that you may read. But I have to believe him also when he tells me that is, if I'm going to believe parts of it, I have to believe the totality.
Ernie Johnson says, Ernie Johnson is a white man, so he can't talk to me about my people.
Kyrie's just part of this. I mean,
I can't. So I shared this with y'all. This is on my Twitter right now. I've gotten about 164 views. That's not counting the people it was shared with. But we are such a hypocritical nation. Now, I'm going to let you brothers talk, but no, I'm going to let you go first, and then we got to let Shawn in.
Yeah, so let me bring this up, because I'm actually sitting here right with the article in my hand. I'm reading it. Sorry if I got to bring more context to this. And I should say Copyright Act of 1976, but I'm going to just go ahead and say that, okay?
Yeah, everything is fair use. Everything's fair use.
The Brooklyn Nets suspended Kyrie Irving for at least 5 games without pay, dismayed by his repeated remarks on failure to unequivocally say he has no anti-Semitic beliefs. Hours after he refused to issue the apology that made Commissioner Adam Silver sought for, posing leaked his anti-Semitic work on his Twitter feed. The Nets said Irving is currently unfit to be associated with them. Now, I read this yesterday because the ADL, the Nets said they were going to work with the ADL to determine the best course of action. That's the problem. We were dismayed when given the opportunity that he has refused to unequivocally say he has no anti-Semitic beliefs nor acknowledge specific hateful material in the film. That wasn't the first time he failed to clarify. Such failure to disavow this when given a clear opportunity or disturbing us against our values of organization and constitutes conduct detrimental to the team. Accordingly, we are of the view that he is currently unfit to be a member of the Brooklyn Nets. He refused to apologize again, saying only he meant no harm. I'm not the one who made the documentary, which is correct.
You guys asked me the same questions over and over again.
While we appreciate the fact that he agreed to work with the Brooklyn Nets in the Anti-Defamation League, the fact that he is not giving an apology against harmful content. Now, let's bring something up here.
Well, hold on. Before you finish, Bernard, I'm sorry. Let me play this clip because this is a more in-depth clip. Hold on. It's all in 39 seconds.
Again, I'm going to repeat. I don't know how the label becomes justified because you guys ask me the same questions over and over again. But this is not going to turn into a spin around cycle of questions upon questions. I told you guys how I felt. I respect all walks of life and embrace all walks of life. That's where I sit.
I think what people want to hear, though, is just a yes or no on that question. Yes or no.
I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from. I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from.
Do you have any anti-Semitic beliefs?
Again, I'm going to repeat. I don't know how.
Well, that's that, right?
What do I loves most about the whoopee? Yeah!
Such great timing.
Hey, Robin, what does you call a black rocket scientist?
I don't know.
A nigga. Whoopee wrote it. Hey, did you happen to notice this?
No, what
this
is that?
This is my mother, Mama Dancing. Why,
Look, I'm not saying I condone what Kanye West said by no means. Oh, Bernard, you about to step out?
Nah, you good. You good.
Oh,
You good.
your camera
I
off.
had to give us something. Hey, but look, let me bring this back to you.
But no, but I was saying that was George Jefferson in that sketch. That's Sherman Hemsley as Whoopi Goldberg. Ugh.
Yeah.
But go ahead, finish your point.
Let me bring you something, man. See, because I watched Drink Champion, man, I told people, you didn't think when this thing went down with Kanye, this is the same thing that happened to everybody. They're trying to run a social credit campaign. That's what they're really doing. They're going, you can be tolerated, we can spend you, we can deny your bank account. Same thing they did in China. They're trying to bring it over here. That's what that's about, social credit system. They're going to cancel your accounts. Can't you take me to a bank account, whatever they want to do. Thing with Kyrie is, all he said was, well, he didn't say anything. That's nothing. He just posted. And let's get to the real deal. Because I'm going to bring up some people to talk about Jay-Z, LeBron James, these guys. Wait a minute now. Who owned Amazon before he sold it or whatever he did, CEO? Jeff Bezos, right? Ain't it Jeff Bezos? Jeff Bezos and Jay-Z talking about possibly even buying Island, talking about possibly buying the Washington Commanders now. Now, Jeff Bezos also owns the Washington Post and Amazon. So why hasn't Amazon took it down? The movie is still up on Amazon. It's one of the #1 bestsellers. They didn't even call Amazon anti-Semitic. Well, let me ask you a question. Can we go look into Jeff Bezos' history? Maybe Jeff Bezos could be a Cuban Jewish person. Make that ish. Ish means sort of, similar than, not exactly. So what I'm saying, if Amazon ain't had to do nothing, then why the hell is we suspending Kyrie? You ain't suspending Amazon. I guarantee you, Gavin, right now you go buy some Amazon Prime, you can still buy it. Matter of fact, you know what's funny? They showing an NFL game tonight on Amazon Prime. So you mean to tell me that Kyrie Irving gets suspended for 5 games without pay? But they don't. And what he said about Alex Jones, I got to book the New World ad in downstairs. So what are you talking about? Get out of here with this crap. All this anti-Semitism ain't nothing. Like he said, I know where I come from. I ain't getting to apologize. You got a commissioner saying you got to apologize. I am a man. If I do not want to apologize, I said I take responsibility. You may pay $500,000. What else you want me to do? Hey, they're just trying to show you, hey, look, the rest of y'all get in line. But the NBPA, the National Basketball Players Association, was the first one that said it was out of their hands. They were giving it to the ADL to decide what to do. And that's exactly what that daggone anti-defamation league did. Said, we're going to decide what to do. And if we want to decide what to do, we're going to suspend you. And then they said he don't have no trade value also because no other team wanted to bag. So it's a bunch of nonsense.
Well, I also think it's business. They're trying to stay faced with all of the stuff that's going on. And I also feel that the press, especially in light of what happened with Kanye West, they look for another Negro of the Week to lynch. And they go at Kyrie next because he shared a link, and that's all he did. He didn't say anything that was derogatory towards Jewish people. He didn't use any slurs. He did not deny the Holocaust. He shared a movie. When a documentary film, and Shawn, you're up next. When you talk about a documentary, it's a movie that is supposed to be based on some facts. Now, whether you believe and support that facts is another thing. There are people who don't support 9/11 truth. There are people that don't support the JFK assassination documentary. There are some people who still think Lee Harvey Oswald didn't kill John F. Kennedy. And that's their right, whether you agree with it or not. But although facts are facts, Shawn, go ahead.
Well, this looks like another case of white supremacy looking for another black person of the month to go out here and lynch. Last month it was Kanye West, and this month it looks like it's Kyrie Irving that they're looking to string up and lynch as related to just him posting a link of this movie. Now, one of my viewers wanted me to talk about this movie about a couple of weeks ago, but I declined to even discuss this movie. And I'm really scared to even think of that, what would have happened if I had made a video on this movie, because I mean, this movie's been out for about 5 years now, and people want to crucify Kyrie Irving over a movie that's been on Amazon for over 5 years. And that's really troubling to me because Nobody is like Bernard said, nobody's going to after Jeff Bezos and Amazon over this movie being on their platform because they know that there would be a huge lawsuit from all of the indie publishers and indie producers as related to the First Amendment. And that's why they're going after Kyrie Irving, because they know if they try to take this movie down, because this movie's still up on Amazon right now, they know it would be a First Amendment nightmare, and they know they wouldn't win. So what they want to do is go out here and use Kyrie Irving as a scapegoat. And this is a way for them to try to take another black man down, because what they want to do is go out here and, like Bernard said, go after the black people with their so-called social credit score. But what they're really doing is violating your Kyrie Irving's First Amendment rights. I mean, he just posted a link to this whole movie on a website, and anybody can post a link to this movie. I mean, this movie is practically everywhere for anybody to see. And if you have an opinion that this movie is anti-Semitic, as some allege, then that's your opinion, but you don't have a right to punish people for just posting and sharing a link, because all your Kyrie Irving is out here doing is just expressing his opinions about a movie. And I thought that's what we all had the right to do under the U.S. Constitution. But it seems like we've got some people out here who want to go out here and punish people socially for expressing differences of opinion, and they want to deny people the right to be able to make a living. I mean, I ran into this in 2019 with the whole passport thing. And again, this whole type of censorship is really shows how depraved some people are. They want everybody to agree with them, but that type of monolithic thought is dangerous for a society, because when you've got people all with this monolithic thought, it really prevents any sort of discourse. And again, this movie is, people have the right to have their opinion regarding this movie, and people have the right to go see this movie for themselves and make their own observations without organizations and groups trying to tell you what this movie is. I mean, yeah, it's still on there. It's still up there. I just checked it about a minute ago. It's still up there.
There's no smoke for Amazon.
Yeah, nobody's going after Jeff Bezos. Nobody's going after Amazon. And that's what makes this look like a witch hunt on Kyrie Irving, because you think you'd be going after the website that had it up for 5 years rather than the guy who posted a link of it in 5 seconds.
Right. I like, who are you all to tell me what I can and can't watch? I'm a grown man.
Well, they said he has a lot of followers, and it could cause deranged people to go out and hurt people or some reason.
It's not going to cause anybody to hurt anybody. I mean,
if that's the case, if that's the case, Bernard, then that movie Dahmer that they had on Netflix is going to keep people to support cannibalism. If I shared a link saying go watch the TV miniseries on Netflix Dahmer, that means I'm endorsing cannibalism.
Hey, I ain't say that. That's what they saying. You know the deal.
Oh, I know you're not. That's the point, is that there's a free speech issue. And then these Negroes like Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal. And now I just saw, and I'm surprised, I'm shocked but not surprised, Tariq Nasheed's got this one up with Shannon Sharp.
Well, yeah, he's...
And Shannon Sharp.
Those clown shows...
What's your reaction?
I got to say this right now, Skip.
Because it's bull jive.
This is bull jive.
This is what Kyrie said in part of his statement. I'm aware of the negative impact of my post, the Jewish community, and I take full responsibility. I do not believe everything said in the documentary was true or reflect my morals and principles. I'm a human being learning from all walks of life, and I intend to do so with an open mind and a willingness to listen. There are several things that we can call Kyrie Irving and we can say about Kyrie Irving. Open-mindedness is not one of those things. Hold on, Skip. Where's I'm sorry? I thought all apologies, something has to say, I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm sorry what the post, the negative attention my post brought on a said community. Hold on. You send your agent, your stepmom, and your dad to me. You didn't meet with them. So what did you learn? I'm just trying to figure out the open mindedness. When people are trying to talk to you about what you're saying, you shut them down. Y'all dehumanizing me. So where's this open mindedness? I just want to know, Skip, what part of the documentary, if you saw it.
Let me stop.
Let me stop that mess right there. Stop that bull crap. Let me tell you something. I was talking to friends of mine the other day, And I told him that, I had already got the word 2 days ago that they were going to suspend Kyrie Irving. I knew they were going to suspend him because I heard Reggie Miller brought it up first. Then you had Shaq. Then you had Barkley. I said, they have been saying that he needs to be. Reggie Miller came out and said during the broadcast, I was reading it. He said the other day that if you are going to suspend Robert Sarver, who was the Phoenix Suns owner, right, for what he said that players need to hold owners accountable, but they also need to hold Kyrie Irving accountable. Once he said that, I said they will be suspending Kyrie Irving by next week. And it only took 2 days. And then when Shaq called me, I said, then Barkley called for the suspension. I said Kyrie Irving be suspended. Now, I thought he'd be spending more than 5 games. I thought it might be the whole season, but it's 5 games.
Angel said Shannon, Charles, and Shaq are afraid of Negros because they know he speaks the truth. Well, here's the thing. He didn't even say anything. He shared a link. So I'm trying to figure out, again, you share a link to a movie that's on a public platform. How does that make you anti-Semitic? Because I actually had a debate. I didn't have really much of a debate, but somebody came at me because I had mentioned this, and this person had like 24,000 followers. I don't care if they got 1 million followers or 1 follower, baby. You come at me, you better bring some facts, because I bring it. But he asked me,
maybe Kyrie not gay.
If you did nothing wrong, why do you apologize? To which he responded, this person responded, well, he clearly did, and he knows, and now he knows code. And I said, so sharing a link to a movie on a public platform that was on Amazon is anti-Semitic. If I shared the link to Dahmer from Netflix, does that mean I endorse cannibalism? He didn't respond. So, yeah, he's silent on that point. Huh?
P. Diddy dressed up as a joke the other day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what is that?
Okay. I couldn't hear you.
So,
I'm happy. Yeah, so what did you think of Charles Barkley, Shawn, and Shaquille O'Neal?
Well, it was another case of bootlicks being
Y'all hear me?
bootlicks. Yeah, I can hear you. And it's another case of bootlicks being bootlicks. And we clearly see that your Charles Barkley and your Shaq are basically looking to get their crumbs from the master's table at the NBA slave plantation. I mean, these two guys basically just do it.
Thank you, Shawn. I
Can't
don't know
hear
if you
you.
saw the video. Shannon Sharp did the same thing. I showed the video just now.
Yeah. But it all just shows us
Kyrie.
that we have a bootlick class. And I talked about this way back in January. I said, Black America has a bootlick problem. And the problem is that these bootlicks, they keep wanting to get their crumbs from the master's table at the NBA slave plantation and the white supremacist plantation. And that's the thing that's really getting in the way of Black empowerment, is that you've got guys like this who will basically throw another Black person under the bus in order to get those crumbs and get that favor from the slave master. Because these guys, they basically threw Kyrie Irving under the bus instead of saying what needed to be said, and that is that if you have a beef about what the link Kyrie posted, it's not that Kyrie posted the link, it's Amazon distributing this film. So your issue is with Amazon. And what's really insane to me is that they're going to sit there and go after Kyrie Irving, but the same team, the Nets, just hired your Ime Udoka to be their head coach. And he's been alleged to have been a sexual harasser. So I don't really know where they're going right here. It's like you hire the sexual harasser, but a guy posting a link to Amazon is an anti-Semite. But this just shows and proves the point that Tariq made on Twitter about a minute ago, that this is all a case of I'm white and I say so.
But you know something that got me even a little bit more that Charles Barkley said in that video? That video, he said that you can't take my 40 million and then talk about my religion. Now, doesn't that sound like the $40 million slave type of thing?
It does.
Yeah, he said that. So I said, okay. Just saying.
We're gonna move on to the next topic in a minute, but yeah, what they definitely are trying to do is buck break Kyrie. They're doing this to black men. You can't have an opinion. It's a shame we don't have like a y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't know what's going on, but the internet's been acting up where I'm at. Yeah, my stream has been acting up. I don't know what's going on. My Wi-Fi. What I'm saying is that we don't have athletes like Muhammad Ali or Jim Brown or Bill Russell, those men who stood up and stood for their values and were willing to put it on the line. Muhammad Ali gave up the world title because he said, ain't no Viet Cong ever because he wanted him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, it's off the chain, man. So, Shawn, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You might be freezing, but I just say that they just go to show you just another needle in the haystack, and they just trying to, they get like you say, get their crumbs, but to me, it just show, hey man, wag the dog. Once, twice, fool me twice, wag the dog. I guess Kyrie might not be homosexual or something. I don't know.
No.
Hmm. Hmm. Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I guess this connection is messed up.
Yeah, the connection messing up a little bit. Then probably messing with the screen like this.
Like they usually do whenever you're talking about certain things.
Yeah, it's okay. They don't whack me a couple times too, so it's okay. But they just need to get off it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting ridiculous. Hey, look. It go to show you, hey, you can't say what you want to say no more.
Nope.
Well, no, you can. I take that back. You can, but you gotta have people stand up with you.
Yeah.
And that's the problem that we're having right now. And we gotta fix that problem. Because the Biden administration is working with the Department of Homeland Security right now to censor information on what they want to censor too.
So, I read about that. I read about how they got caught.
You got it?
Hold on, y'all. Hold on a second. Stop.
So PayPal is talking about $2,500 fine for what? Saying what you want to say? I mean, that's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah. They got to learn the hard lesson Patreon learned. When Patreon pulled that stuff, people started pulling their accounts, and then we don't hear Patreon talking about that no more.
Mm. Well, but PayPal, they said they weren't going to do it. Then they came back in reverse and said they was.
Yeah. But they're losing accounts left and right. They're going to suffer the same way Patreon did. A lot of these internet companies, these guys are beside themselves. They believe that we need them, but they don't understand that they need us to survive.
Mm. You're right. So it's called public perception.
Y'all give me a minute. I'm trying to start my laptop. I don't know what's going on in the back room. So I'm going to be off the screen for the rest of the show. But y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. If you like the broadcast and what we're doing, please support the channel. If they're messing with my YouTube, that's probably it. But we're not endorsing hate here. We're endorsing truth. And we just don't like it. We endorse the First Amendment.
Now, of course, we don't endorse hate. We don't endorse people threatening people's lives or anything of that nature, bullying, and that's not tolerated. But we also should embrace debate. We should embrace differences because that's what our country was founded on. And everybody's not going to agree with everything you say. That's just the way it is.
That's just life.
That's life. Yes. And if you can't accept that, then I don't know what to tell you.
Well, they want everybody to agree. That's the reason they got school indoctrination. They want everybody to agree. Oh my God, agree with me. If you hurt your feelings, like they even tried to sue Alex Jones for $2.7 trillion. I'm like, because somebody said something. Like, well, what's up? That's what I said. This stuff about suing people for this stuff, like you're getting way out of bounds, and it's getting to a point where. Now, I will say this: the people are not hurt physically, but people will get hurt sooner or later if you try and deny people the right to speak. That is the worst thing. That is a totalitarian society.
Let's get back to something. Let's do something different. But yeah, so I talked about T.O. We talked about that. I want to talk about T.O. now. I don't know if you all remember this story, but there was a woman who falsely accused Terrell Owens, tried to basically accuse him of doing something unfit to her, trying to hurt her and run her off the road. And this happened just a few months ago, actually. And so Shaquille O'Neal, not Shaq. We know it's not Shaq. Definitely. Terrell Owens, excuse me. I apologize, T.O. Confronted her, had it recorded. The cops believed his story. And subsequently, Caitlin Davis was arrested and charged with providing false information to cops after claiming Owens tried to run her off the road as she biked through their Deerfield Beach gated community. An incident report states she told police that Owens was speeding around the area and had run a stop sign, but of course, that was not the case. Surveillance footage had shown and other evidence didn't back up her claims and triggered charges 3 months afterwards. Now, this is actually a clip from that incident that we have posted here. I'm going to share that with you all right now. You can take a look and see if you remember what happened in this story. Hold on.
Like a Karen. How did I almost hit you? And I'm going to the mailbox. Yeah, I called you a Karen when I came over here after you said I called the police. First of all, I didn't almost hit her. So, no, I'm fine, sir. First of all, I didn't almost hit her.
I understand that. Just relax.
I'm not finna sit up here.
He ran the stop sign.
Well, there is no stop sign. What are you talking about?
I understand. Where did you hit?
I wasn't, but I asked him to slow down, and he got out of his car and started harassing me. He put his car in park.
Right, because you're gonna yell at me and telling me I'm almost hit you, and I didn't.
But you didn't have to get out of your car.
You didn't have to talk to me that way either, Karen.
You're a black man approaching a white woman.
First of all, you had your boy right here, your husband right here. So first of all, I don't do that type of stuff.
Relax. You did. You put your car in park and you came at me.
First of all, I didn't come at you.
Yes, you did.
You can stop all of that, Karen.
Okay, listen.
Get out of here with all of that.
Woman.
First of all, Karen.
You're a black man approaching a white woman.
First of all, you had your boy right here, your husband right here. So first of all, I don't do that type of stuff.
Relax. You did. You put your car in park and you came at me.
First of all, I didn't come at you.
Yes, you did.
You can stop all of that, Karen.
Okay, listen.
Get out of here with all of that.
So this is a mugshot. This is Caitlin Davis. And apparently she was booked for filing a false report against police. This is the type of stuff you've seen videos, of course, where you've seen black people doing normal things, whether it's bird watching, whether it's selling water and have had, whether it's having a barbecue and you've had an annoying white woman try and file charges against them or accuse them of doing something nefarious and getting the police out there. But this time, the charges were filed against this woman, and I think this is something needs to be sent. A message needs to be sent about these false police reports that they're getting, because obviously they're getting fed up with it. And you heard from her own mouth, she said, "You're a black man, I'm a white woman." No, excuse me, you're a black man, I'm a woman, you're coming towards me. So we already know what she's about. But Shawn, what did you think of this and how she's been arrested now?
Well,
Yes,
I'm happy.
Tylene.
Well, I'm happy to hear that she was arrested, because had this woman gone out here and got the police out here, this could have led to a tragedy as related to Terrell Owens. And this man could have possibly wound up losing his life as a result of this woman. And we really do need a legal precedent set to deal with these Karens. And I'm hoping that Terrell Owens has the backbone and the stones to go out here and take this woman to court and ensure that he gets a conviction that sets a legal precedent as related to setting a boundary for these Karens. Now, the big problem we have with these Karens is that nobody in the criminal justice system wants to draw a line as related to this out of control behavior that these white females participate in. And as a result, these women's behavior continues to escalate. So we really do need somebody in the criminal justice system to go out here and set that boundary. Sadly, we have beta males like your Alvin Bragg with no backbone and no stones. And because they give people like Maya Ponsetto a pass in that case of racial profiling against that teenage boy, that we get this type of behavior continuing to go on. But we need a series of legal precedents set across the country to let white women know that they cannot go out here and abuse the criminal justice system and use it as their own way to go out here and use the police as their own personal group of enforcers to go out here and attack black people. I mean, this is something that needs to be dealt with legal action and a clear interpretation of the law that holds these white women accountable and sets a hard boundary for their behavior. Because if men don't start setting boundaries for these white females, they're going to take even more out of control behavior. Because if you don't draw the line with these white females here, it's going to get a lot worse. And this is the type of behavior that started up things like lynchings during the Jim Crow period. And the only way we can stop that kind of behavior from moving back to those dark days is if we draw a line in the sand right now.
All right, Bernard.
I agree with Shawn, but I mean, hey, we gotta know from our past experience. I mean, hey, look, this is what goes down, and we have to, like Kyrie Owens. It's kind of like the old saying, "Where you at?" I know he gotta know what time it is, but daggone, we gotta let them know, like Shawn said, what time it is too. That's how I look at it in that situation with him. Because I'm pretty sure T.O., he said, "I love me some me." And it's sure when he loved him some him, right?
Well, T.O. actually called, he stood up, and to my knowledge, there's been nothing saying that he's not going to press charges on her. I think he obviously, I hope he would stand on his ground with this, because they're getting away with too much stuff these days. And, she could have gotten this man killed. And that's the truth. All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Someone said Computer Robot says it's been 7 to 8 decades, and of course, society still hasn't learned anything. Haven't learned anything about anything since Emmett Till. Yes. Been over 7 decades. Emmett Till was in 1955, so that was roughly 67 years ago. But America, the point is taken, America still hasn't learned from its racist past, the mistakes that it's made. All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, please donate to the Cash App, the PayPal, Zelle. We are hot in here. We got over 35. We had 35 people in this room that are checking us out. We're going to talk about this next topic too. This is my last one.
actually. Of course, this tragic development that happened over Halloween night. Rapper Takeoff, who was shot and killed out at the 810 Bowling and Billiards club, if I'm not mistaken. Police have released some more details, including a person of interest that was involved in the shooting. Now, we know Takeoff was a member of the popular rap group Migos. And Shawn, I think you just had a video that dropped that you did about his passing, his murder, actually. And we're actually going to play something that we have here, which is a new video footage that was taken moments leading up to his shooting. So it says here he was shot twice, actually, and fatally from the bullet. But apparently, from what we've heard so far, he may have not been the intended target. And I've said that before. I don't believe that he was. He's, from all accounts, everybody that says stuff about him says he was very quiet. He's the most quiet of the group. This is courtesy of Fox 26, so it's not TMZ. But hold on. I have a video right here. All right, I'm sorry, guys. Y'all know how it is when you do these videos. If you set something up and you walk away, then it's going to stop. Excuse me. Yeah, video footage I got here is from my brother. Shout out to the blogger, the man Dennis Berlin, who is out in Houston, Texas. This is a 51-second clip. I believe that's supposed to be Quavo. No, that's Takeoff over on the right. I'm sorry, that's Quavo right there. I wasn't trying to play that. Then there is some additional footage. I won't play that, but apparently of Brother Takeoff lying dead. They don't actually show, you see his feet and so forth, but it's not up close where you can see his body. But there were several people apparently that were trying to respond to him, and you even see Quavo standing over him. Just tough to watch. But there's been some recent developments, and apparently a person of interest that they've said that the police are interested in a person of interest, excuse me, that had been identified by the police. Now, I got to apologize to you all because what happened as I had to go over to my other YouTube, to my other computer, all of my bookmarks that I had, the tabs that I had are in the back. So I have to switch over and get new info and go back and search for these items so that I can play them for you. But we have right here, this is two videos I'm going to share. One is from a nurse who was there, obviously with aiding Takeoff. And The other I have is from the earlier today, where they identified a person of interest in his shooting. So I'm going to play those respectively.
Bowling alley in downtown Houston early Tuesday morning. KPRC2's Devin Clark live tonight outside of 810 Billards and Bowling, and just spoke with that nurse, Devin.
That's right, and the sounds of gunfire and the imagery of Takeoff's lifeless body is still haunting that nurse who rushed to help him right upstairs from where we are standing. She says, though, she does not have any regrets. She acted on faith, and it will be faith that gets her through.
Everything happened so quickly.
This nurse, who does not want to be identified, lives near 810 Billards and Bowling, downtown Houston, where hip-hop superstar Takeoff was killed early Tuesday morning. Today, she says she's still traumatized.
I heard and it stopped.
TMZ sent us this cell phone video of the incident. The nurse, not being there, says she thought it was an active shooter situation.
In my head at that moment, I'm thinking, I'm not going anywhere.
But then she says she heard a sound she could not ignore as a first responder.
He was screaming, ah! So I'm thinking that's the victim.
When she went to render aid, she says she learned the man screaming was not the shooting victim, but Quavo, Takeoff's uncle. She says Takeoff himself was unresponsive.
His eyes were rolled back and fixed. And I saw a pile of blood behind his head. So the first thing to do is to put pressure on the wound. That was too late. I checked his pulse.
While she says as a nurse, she can't pronounce people dead, she believes the 28-year-old Atlanta native was already gone. The nurse also says it wasn't until the following day that she realized who Takeoff was, but his fame makes no difference. She says she would have helped anyone in that situation, and she's praying for everyone who is close to the Atlanta native rapper. She's also praying that whoever did this comes forward and the public can help with that. If anyone out there has any information, you're asked to give HPD a call. Reporting live downtown, Devin Clark, KPRC 2 News.
Thanks for joining us tonight. We begin with some new information in the tragic shooting death of rapper Takeoff, a member of the popular group Migos.
2 days after his murder here in Houston, the medical examiner officially ruling his death a homicide.
And this is all coming, Rashi, as the new video shows a possible person of interest who police are now looking for. Fox 26's Sherman DeSalle continuing our coverage tonight.
Yeah, this new video obtained by TMZ does not show who fired the fatal shot, but it does show Takeoff in a crowd of people where there could have been multiple guns. It also shows how quickly violence can escalate.
Who fired the shots that killed global rap star Takeoff is still a mystery tonight, but new video shows someone police are interested in talking to. TMZ released footage that shows an unidentified man standing near rappers Quavo and Takeoff with a gun in his pocket. This was while Quavo got into an argument with someone over a dice game. A scuffle starts. Then you can see that same man with that gun drawn, and you hear gunshots.
Still can't tell who fired the first shot. But we know after that first shot, there were roughly 10 more shots.
Police say they are aware of this video and this unidentified man is a person of interest. There's also speculation that multiple guns were fired. TMZ executive producer Charles Lauderdale says that they anticipated more people to send information that could help police figure out what happened early Tuesday at 810 Billards and Bowling. A private party had already ended that night with at least 40 people in attendance. Migos' record label, Quality Control Music, and its CEO, Pierre Thomas, released statements in regards to the shooting. Part of it reads, quote, "Senseless violence and a stray bullet has taken another life from this world, and we are devastated. Please respect his family and friends as we all continue to process this monumental loss." Fans also share their grief for a recording artist that left a lasting impression.
Traumatic things, tragic things happen to them. Their fans feel it also. And I've certainly seen plenty of that emotion being poured out on social media.
Now, we're still waiting to hear from Houston police to see if they have any more evidence on this case, including Possible surveillance video. This is a business off of San Jacinto that's surrounded by cameras. If you have any information that can help police solve this crime, contact Crime Stoppers or HPD. Reporting from Houston, Sherman DeSalle, Fox 26 News.
Yeah, it is very sad that this young man has lost his life. It's always sad when we see that stuff happen. Hopefully, whoever did this is brought to justice. What's your take on it, Bernard?
I think it's a tragedy, but I think it's more than meets the eye, and we got to find out more about what meets the eye here. I don't think this just was some people just shooting a dice game. Somebody could have been sent. We'll find out more that way, but I don't think this is just something.
I've heard people deny, the people over there said that it had nothing to do with a dice game.
I don't think it did either.
Conflicting stories about it as well. Now, we also want to remember, too, there were 200 individuals that were shot. One of them has been identified as a Joshua Walsh Washington, who was a business associate of Quavo, and a 23-year-old woman who has not been identified. They both suffered non-life-threatening injuries during the shooting. A lot of people came out to pay their respects and condolences on social media, from Snoop Dogg, Mike Tyson, Designer, of course. I showed his video. He was crying. LeBron James, Beyonce, Lil Pump, a bunch of people, Gucci Man, even Ric Flair. So, yeah, Shawn, what did you think about it?
Well, I'm sorry to hear about how Takeoff lost his life, but I have to wonder, why were Takeoff and Quavo at that place? I know some reports are saying that it's a private party, but these guys are worth over $26 million, and they should have been looking out for their safety and their health, with them being very popular rappers and them going out here and building wealth as related to their being in the entertainment business. I mean, you have to really watch where you're going and watch who you're dealing with out here, because when you go to events like this, sometimes you got people who are supposed to be part of security, which they said that there was security, and they're not really doing their job because they're letting their homies and their friends in. And this is how the guns possibly slipped through as related to this party. So when I look at this whole situation, it just seems like these guys really took their lives for granted and weren't really thinking about their safety and their health. And sadly, what happened was Takeoff was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Because again, if you're an entertainer worth $26 million, you shouldn't be out at these kind of spots at 2 a.m. in the morning, because it's going to put a big target on your back. And there are people who are at these places. They possibly saw these guys there and were looking for the right. And while they were having this argument over this dice game, they were just looking for the right time to go out here and start shooting. Now, they said that Takeoff wasn't the intended target, but the whole thing is you just don't want to be in these spots at late at night, because usually when you have a whole bunch of folks out here with some weed and some liquor and big butt women, it's going to lead to something popping off.
Yeah, all things go to hell. That's why with me, even as I got older, when I was in college, I used to go to some of the clubs that they had out in Baton Rouge, like the Bella Noche. Before that was called the Avenue. They kept changing ownership of it. They were changing the names of it because it was the Plaza Live. Then it became the Avenue. Then it became Bella Noche. It was just, and it always was over some ignorant incident. I remember the parties would end because somebody would start shooting or something like that. And even if it was fake fire, gunfire, I stopped going to stuff like that, because that wasn't the demographic, especially as I got into law school and so forth. That was just the demographic I was not going to be a part of. And that may be cruel to say that, but it just was. I had a lot to lose.
That's the way I always saw it. If you have too much to lose to be in these spots, and you can't put it at that risk.
Yeah, but I got a question. Where are their security guards? Where are their security guards? You worth $26 million. They didn't have a bodyguard with them?
That's something I find to be suspect.
No bodyguards, and how they bringing weapons in this place? Now, I'm not familiar with the area that they went to, but 810 bowling and Billiards and Bowling out in Houston, that area, that's those that know Jacinto Street. My family in Houston. I don't know what the area is like over there, but I'm assuming it's a nice area.
Yeah, well, any area turns into a rough area when you got Pookies and Ray Rays, and the whole thing is you
It's
got to
like
watch
downtown Houston, I think.
what company you have around there.
It depends on what company you have around there. I'm wondering what the area is like in terms of that, because when I was just looking at pictures of it, I saw it was upstairs. So it looks like it's a very nice area, high scale.
Yeah.
I would expect, although it's not necessarily there, if the bowling alley had a no weapons declaration outside. But of course, when you go to these places, there's no security that scans people. There's no security that checks people for weapons or anything like that. So anybody can carry a gun. You just gotta be ready. But it's unfortunate what happened to him. But go ahead, Shawn, say what you got to say.
Well, all I'm saying is that, you got to watch yourself when you're out here. And because when you have people like this, you're going to have a lot of haters around you. And that's why you got to really have your own security and your own people around. Or the best bet is if you want to have an event, have it where you're setting it up and you're not just coming in as a guest because you don't know how the security is. But when you have your own people and your own thing, then you can vet the people and you can go out here and have your own security, look out for your safety and your health. So, but in this case, again, two dudes worth $26 million at a event, and sadly, one of them lost their lives because they went to go out here and do some ghetto stuff like playing a dice game. And you got to think about how you're moving in these streets. And that's what sadly led to the passing of Takeoff was that Quavo, who was older, wasn't looking out for his nephew and wasn't looking out for how they both moved in those Houston streets.
Well, we want to, I certainly am saddened to hear of his passing because he's a young kid. He didn't deserve that, man, no matter what. But you got to be careful where you go and mindful of the people you're around. Certain stuff you can't hang around, certain shit you just can't do and hang around. Divorce yourself from the game.
You got a point there, Gavin.
All right. Well, I didn't have too much to further, guys. I did have someone did share an article with me. I got to look at it a little bit later. I apologize, Danielle. She shared me an article about voting, about how they're trying to undercut black voters that NBC did in Louisiana. So I'm gonna take a look at it a little bit later. I might do a video. But what do y'all think? I do want to ask you this, especially. What do you think? Also, are you all voting this year?
I think I'll be.
I know Shawn said here not, but I'm gonna ask Bernard that.
You know what I'm gonna say to you on this one?
What?
They've been sending me this thing about. They send this email today. Like these people get your number and tell you to vote. I ain't telling them I won't vote. You know what I said? I'm telling you I probably won't. But guess what? Here's the deal. They said daggone black men and this thing. I said stop taking my phone. Democracy dies in darkness. So carry on to the grave. Don't take my phone. No.
I know what you're talking about. I get those robocalls. I have people text me. I threw one off. I said, like in 2020, I said, I appreciate it, but I'm voting Trump. And they kept texting me back and said they were going to remove me.
Hey, look.
From the log. Yeah.
Yeah. But they told me something about black men, you are needed to vote this election. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm laughing, right? Hey, I thought you said that we were Pookie and Ray Ray. Hey, Obama call you cousin Pookie.
Oh, I might get this. I don't know if I should talk about this, but have y'all seen the story on USA Today? Dwayne Wade's ex-wife is protest. She's filed. She's basically filed some court pleadings to stop their son, who is now a transitioning to a girl to stop her gender and name change. Did you see this? Hold on, I want to play this. This is coming from Tariq Nasheed's Twitter handle. He had this up earlier, and I haven't watched it, but Dwayne Wade's wife, ex-wife, actually did an interview where she wanted the kids removed, I think, out of the house because she was upset at the impact that she was upset or nervous, or really not nervous. She's concerned about the impact Gabrielle Union has on their kids. So, because Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union, I think they only got the one daughter that they got from surrogacy. But she's stepmother to all of those kids. And remember, they met when she was still married to Dwayne Wade's wife. So watch this.
Pertaining to Dwayne and Gabrielle, even though you were still married to him, what will cause you years later to actually file a lawsuit against her? Because the lawsuit wasn't about any relationship that the two of them may have, or had, whether it was while we were married, during, or after. The lawsuit was about her having a negative effect on my children. That's what that lawsuit was about. And when her behavior and the things she did and said began to affect my sons, that's when I opened my mouth and did something about it.
Yeah, so now she's filed some, I guess it's, I want to say it's an injunction to stop the sex change and name change of her son. And, she has a right as a mother to do so. Oh, this is them making fun of Shaq and Barkley. So she has a right as a mother to do so. But what did you think about it, Shawn?
Well, I think this mother is well within her rights to go out here and protect her son because this boy is a minor, and as a minor, he really doesn't know what decisions he's making, and she's looking out for his best interest. Now, if this boy wants to do this at 18 years old, it's whatever he wants to do because he's a legal adult at that point. But as a child, he really doesn't know what he's doing right now. And the whole thing is that this mother is looking out for her child's rights. And I'm hoping that she even goes further than that and gets custody of her son because the boy is not in a healthy environment at this point.
Yeah, well, Savon Fuchs Wade. I know I'm mispronouncing it. Savon Funks Wade, I believe that's how it's pronounced. Yeah, she requested it in a court filing this week that Zaya Wade wait until age of majority, meaning wait till they're 18 to make this decision. And she's stating that Dwayne Wade has been propositioned with various companies through contracts and marketing opportunities, including but not limited to deals with Disney.
Disturbing. That's abusing a child.
So does this prove that there is an agenda?
Clearly does.
But who's it coming from?
It has to be coming from your emasculated Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union.
No, I mean, who's pushing? Where's the agenda coming from? Who's writing this in Hollywood is what I mean.
Yeah, it's big corporations like Disney.
I think it's even more than that too.
And a lot of these
politicians.
Politicians and social justice types.
Yeah. All right.
That's all they got, social justice.
Yeah. All right. Gentlemen, is there any last minute stuff you want to put in?
Great show, brother.
Thank you. If we still have a show. I think YouTube is messing with the channel since I sent them that cease and desist letter. I don't know. They haven't messed it up now because I'm on StreamYard. I think it's just the internet that was being messed up, y'all. But Shawn, you want to do a plug-in?
All right. The Woman Crisis is now available in paperback on Amazon.com and all online booksellers. So if you want to get a paperback copy of The Woman Crisis, you can pick up one right now. And if you want to get a digital version on Kindle and other e-readers for your tablet or your smartphone, you can put in a pre-order at Amazon.com and other online booksellers, and that book will be delivered to your device on November 29th.
Well, you know where you find me at. Let me just bring this on. You know, you can give me a King B.J. Johnson. Sometime Gavin comes on and talks. I'm glad he called me today to come on tonight. Bernard Johnson, Facebook, Bernard 1120 on Instagram, 1987 B1, BJ on Twitter. Now let me say this. Actually, I hope Elon Musk reinstates my other two accounts because I had to make two of them back then. But maybe they'll let me get back on them other two accounts. I had to make a third one. I got suspended for some of the same stuff that Kanye and Kyrie said. So, you know, it is what it is, man. You know? So I'm no stranger to this thing. But we just need to be careful. Hey, look, you know, they say the truth has no friends. And they're proving to you, like I said, Gavin with Kyrie, it has no friends. But hey, truth make a man out you. And I'm glad that all this stuff is coming to light. So all the smoke and mirrors campaign is over. Just keep on fighting. It's lighted and until for us. Because we need to keep speaking. But take your time and say no to censorship.
No to censorship. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Please donate to the Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle. Also do purchase my book, The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus William H. Cosby Jr. It's available on Amazon Kindle. Oh, I'm congested.
Take your time, brother.
Subscribe to the Patreon, link at the bottom. If you want to advertise and you have a business, please do so, although I haven't gotten any calls yet from some people, but please do so. Also, get your seasoning for the holidays, Naughtie'sCreoleBlends.com. Try it on chicken, meat, or fish. Naughty's goes great with every dish. And ladies and gentlemen, finally, also, you see the Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, and Google Pay. Please, please contribute to them since this channel is not monetized. All right. Good night, gentlemen. Everyone else, as we always do, of course, we have our songs, Video Soul, and Gotta Get On Up. So without further ado, we're going to play that. Goodness, I'm tired. God, I'm congested. Ugh. Sorry. We're almost out of here, guys, but I want to thank y'all again for coming on, supporting me. All of our viewers, Computer Robots, Bossa Queenie. Yeah, you saw those celebrities have quit Twitter. Although they haven't really quit. They just went on a vacation. Wait to see how it goes out. But all right, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. But say no to censorship. Speak your mind. Of course, always be respectful, but don't ever let anybody punk you into not exercising your right. God gave you a brain. God gave you a mind to think for yourself, and that's what you got to do. So, with that being said, be one, be blessed, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be back Sunday. It's been a great live stream, but I'm trying to get on up right now. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go ahead and get on up. Thank you, Brother Bernard, Brother Shawn. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on.
All right. By the way, Bernard, have you even bought my book?
Hey, I'm waiting for it on paper. You got it on paperback now?
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. I would say before in the next couple of weeks, we're gonna have it available for paperback.
All right. Good. I like it in my hand, so I'm gonna get it in paperback.
All right. I will hold you to it. All right, y'all. Good night.
Okay.
Right.
Girl, come on. Gotta dance to the beat, because on the dance floor is where we'll be. Show me what you got. Gotta feel the groove.
Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on the...
Right now the party's wasted. There's nothing much to do. But once the groove gets started, tell me, what do you have to lose? Just look into my eyes, girl, as we glide across the room. And what to my surprise now, the beat takes hold of you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really moving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up. Tell the DJ play the whispers. Rock steady in the mood. Put on earth, wind, and fire. Tonight we're gonna groove. Show me how you do the four corners. Electric slide or two. Hit the bus stop or do the bunny hop, baby. It's really up to you. Now if you're feeling like I'm feeling, so come on baby, let's start dealing. Time to get this party started. Ain't no time for the broken hearted. When the rhythm takes hold of you, there's only one thing left to do. Cause the beat is really grooving. Time to get your body moving. Gotta get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something. Feel the groove, get on the floor. Get on up.
Now, 2020 hasn't been the best year of all times. We've been dealing with death, the pandemic, racism, bad policing, and all the bad rhymes. But like Uncle Snoop once said, if you breathe and you achieve. And so, if you're ready, I need you all to get on up. Are you ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Get your butt on the dance floor. 5 and 6 and 7, 8. This jam we appreciate. We're gonna slide and step on the beat. On the dance floor is where we'll be.
Feel the groove, get on the floor.
Get on up and move your body. Cause when the beat is really grooving, it's time to feel your body moving. Gotta get on up and shake something.
Feel the groove, get on the floor.
Get on up, baby. Yeah, gotta get on up. Come on, baby, gotta get on up, baby.
Feel the groove, get on the floor.
Get on up.